Welcome guys, and thank you for tuning in. Now before I start, I would like to ask that you like, comment and subscribe to this channel. Now that you've done that, let's go. Before I decided to do this video, I was writing a script for a video called "Why Don't African Americans Create Their Own Political Party?" By looking at the situation that our brothers and sisters find themselves in that particular country, I decided to make this video instead and hopefully convince you, if you're an African American worried about living in a country where you or your son are likely to get shot for going 1 kilometer with I'm sorry, 1 mile over the speed limit. If that really matters though, still doesn't justify taking a human life. But wait, let's just move on guys. Now we all know that the West has been pushing a negative stereotype about African countries over the years. And unlike 2 decades ago, Africa is now the hub of development that hosts a lot of the world's fastest developing countries. These stereotypes, such as Africa is a dark continent and those horrible UNICEF adverts where they depict Africa as this continent full of disease and death. Such stereotypes have really pushed away African Americans from coming to Africa and splurging those succulent dollars on our economies.
Nice.
This also led to African Americans to splurge those holiday savings in South America, Europe and Asia. But I'm not here to talk about the holidays. I'm here to talk about African Americans coming back home to Africa, and more specifically, coming back to the country I call home, South Africa.
My prayers.
Yeah?
Let go from me, bonehead!
For the past decade, I've been bumping into African Americans and I've always thought that they were just tourists. But as I've been watching a lot of expat videos on YouTube, I've realized that there is a movement of African Americans moving to South Africa for both social and economical reasons. Now, although African Americans have a net worth of $4.3 trillion, America is a very expensive country to live in. The average annual income for an African American is about $46,000, roughly around 716,000 Rand. And although that is an upper class middle salary in South Africa, the cost of living in America is so high that African Americans live paycheck to paycheck and go into debt for simple things such as quality healthcare. Now, this is not a promotional video for my government, but a video that I hope will be able to reach at least 10% of the African American population to foster cultural and economical ties to South Africa. South Africa is a beautiful country, from Cape Town to Gqeberha, Durban, Johannesburg. Our country has spectacular views and offers affordable housing in American standards. For example, a house you would buy for $150,000, which looks like this, would be this house in South Africa, situated in a safe and clean suburb where your children can go to school and be able to grow into proud African citizens. Our country is a place where you do not need to have the talk with your 8-year-olds, but a place where they will feel human, be able to voice their concerns, and for once become a majority and not feel the need to conform to Western culture and beauty standards. The average American expat in South Africa saves more than $2,000 in expenses every month. They are able to afford quality healthcare and have access to do business in any African country thanks to the African Free Trade Agreement. South Africa is the financial maker of the African continent, and although we have the strongest economy in Africa, our country is desperate for new investments and expertise. We need African American doctors, engineers, and other professionals to buy land here, invest and relocate their families here. With a boost of $500 million into our economy by African American expats, our country will be able to build more infrastructure, create jobs, and bring back interest to the investments that you, our brothers and sisters, have made to our country. We have great African American YouTubers that live in South Africa and have shown just how at peace they are since they've moved here. These include Mensa Main, Taylor Spencer, and Alyssa Gray and her family, just to name a few. Now, this is not exclusive to South Africa alone. I urge all African Americans to consider relocating to Africa and finally be in touch with their ancestral roots. If you're considering moving to South Africa and want to make a visit before making the final decision, I suggest that you support another brother who moved from America to South Africa to start his own travel agency, and go to his website at therealsouthafrica.com. I will drop the link to their agency below. Now bye guys, please again like, comment and subscribe to this channel for more content. Till we meet each other in South Africa. Uyambe kahle.